My parents struggled with drugs, and at 14 months, I was adopted by my grandparents. I grew up in a very faith-driven home, knew the Word of God. I really didn't know which way I was trying to go. I went to Dudley High School, which is in Greensboro, North Carolina, played some sports, actually won a state championship in 1996. And then I got a full academic ride to Wake Forest University in 1997. My whole life I had wanted to be a lawyer. I think I just idolized it looking on TV. I always wanted to be some kind of public defender and perhaps parlay that into a life of politics. It was there in my senior year as I was preparing to get ready to go to law school. I had everything together. I just knew that I was going to be this great lawyer. Started to experience some numbness in my hands. I just assumed that it was some type of maybe carpal tunnel. I did a lot. Perhaps that was it. I went to a doctor, and after a couple batteries of tests and after seeing a few doctors, I began to get this diagnosis. I sat in there with my grandfather and my mother. The doctor looked at me and said, after their extensive research and their work, that they said that I have ALS. The doctor told me that I had 2 years to live. It was a shock when I first heard it. First time I ever saw my grandfather cry. There I was, 21 years old, 2001. It seemed like my dreams were dashed, things that I wanted to do in my life. Friends were calling me, telling me, man, just let it go, let go of school. But there was something on the side of me that said that this couldn't be it. So I made up my mind that evening I would go back to school. Wake Forest was about 25 minutes away from Greensboro. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. It's at McDonald's. And we sat there, man. I had tears in my eyes because I still was trying to deal with this news that I had received. And he began to pray with me. And he said that I really believe that this is God confirming a call upon your life. It wasn't something I was really trying to hear at that time. But when I made it to my room on that evening, I said this to God. And I said, God, if it be just 2 years, I'll give it to you. I knew that there was some kind of calling in my life. My grandparents have pictures of me preaching and in the vacuum cleaner and coming home from church and redoing church. I didn't know what the magnitude was. After that evening, passion and purpose got renewed in my life. I got to Emory, got into the seminary, but didn't get into the law school. But I recognized it was just God really just ordering my steps. I mean, you got to understand, for the process of me getting my master's and my doctorate, I couldn't write. I had to have note takers. Here I am now, 11 years after the fact. When doctors said it was supposed to be 2 years, God has been more than faithful. In those times that I should have been dead, I was able to pastor 2 churches. I've been able to complete my Master's of Divinity and also a doctorate degree. My schedule now it's crazy. From pastoring a congregation that exceeds about 3,700 to travel throughout this country preaching the Word of God. And the reason I'm so passionate about it is because I do believe that my life is really tied to this promise that I made to God. Even to this day, I don't really have to take any medication. I just have a heavy dosage of prayer and faith, and it's been really pushing me on. Just to wake up another day means it's hope. To be able to progress and move when others said I wouldn't be able to be here, that's hope. And so every day is a hopeful day. I may wake up with some sort of side effects, but I do not allow the side effects to stop me from pushing and progressing to do the will and purpose of God, because it's another day. And I'm thankful that the Word of God lets us know His mercies are new every day. And so I'm just thankful for any day, because that's a lot more than doctors gave me. God ultimately is a God of hope and a God of peace and a God of joy.